Yep, got it. Very good.
Hi, Karine.
Oh, hello. Surprise. It's
How are
Wednesday,
you?
6 o'clock.
Wednesday. Oh, yes, just like that weekly get together. I love this. I love being able to share in dark side and having sometimes meaningless, interesting, sometimes meaningful. And tonight I consider this a meaningful conversation.
It is meaningless and meaningful. And even just our, banter before we get on here, just about how you and I are both feeling that the weather has affected us a little bit. I'm actually seeing myself on camera, and here I am in my little comfy hoodie. It's just so gray today. I really find the weather does affect my energy levels.
It does. And that is where, and in our intro to vision mapping, that is exactly why I talk about the chakras, even though you'll say, what does that have to do?
No.
And energy, because you can, like, I purposely put the color, like I have a very tint of orange.
No, your lipstick. I commented on it before we got on camera. I'm going to sneeze too. It's a great color on you, your lipstick.
Because
almost coral.
Yeah, exactly. That's the exact color. And there's a reason.
Beauty girl.
Because I wanted, like, I'm not really, yeah, you are a beauty girl.
What just was that? I was a beauty editor, so I got
energy that it had with, because I find on days like this, and it doesn't mean, Mama said there'd be days like that, isn't that the song?
Yeah.
Mama said that. So when days happen like that, and it doesn't matter that it's gray out, because it can be just where you're at. Maybe you didn't sleep well. Maybe you had a glass of pop before bed, which made you sleep less because your sugar was high.
That too off camera.
So
not the pop, but the eating late at night and how to affect your sleep. Yeah.
So for whatever reason, your energy is just not bad, just not as bright as you'd like it. Well, you could do something about that.
Well, and also we talked about how the time change is actually coming, and November, we looked it up. What did I say, November 5th or something like that, where we will have light a little bit longer, which will also give us more energy in the evenings, touch wood anyways. And then hopefully and
we're going to the longest day, right? Mm-hmm. The longest day is coming. Well, there's a lot of darkness with that.
Wait, it's the longest night though, isn't it? It's the longest day.
Longest night. Yeah, exactly. I said day. To me, I meant a lot of darkness is, and you know what? That's why you want to shine bright. That's why you want to be positive, because when you think about it, it's very easy to look at the weather and say it's dull, it's dark, it's easy, but we have that too in us. And when you have that, you want to do something about it. That's why you want a positive mental attitude.
Right.
And that's what we've been doing with our community with intro to vision.
Let's give everybody a little bit of an update on our introduction to vision mapping. We had week 2 this week out of 4. Very exciting. So much going on. Jancy doing her I'm gonna cough, you take it for a second.
Qigong. What a nice exercise. And I find it interesting how you would say, I can't wait to do that live with her. I can't wait. I can't wait to that retreat, because if I could feel that much energy
from just
not only Jancy, our community, all of the people making those movements. Wow. With intention, we were following her lead.
Yeah. And so for those that weren't with us, Jancy did some Qigong exercises, mostly actually carrying the conversation from where you led it, Katherine, about the chakras, but I'm going to say diaphragm. It's not the right thing.
The solar plexus. So you're very close, right? I find the most interesting part about the solar plexus before delivering that workshop last night was that the solar plexus when you think about it, right? The stomach, the gut. And how often do you say, I don't know why I want to do that. My gut, I have a gut feeling, your instinct. And yet we don't care enough for our solar plexus to unblock it, to make it free, because it was like it popped for me. So
well, I was going to say the exercise that she had us do, a lot of breathing, a lot of arm motion, etc. It was energizing.
That's exactly, and it was breathing and focusing where that breath goes. We know how to breathe or we don't. I'm not really, that was my big weakness doing karate.
Oh, interesting.
Breathing. I'm not
being able to say that with conviction.
Yeah, it's like, I have to learn. I have to pause. I have to. That's why when I do intentionally do breathing exercises, they have such an impact. So if you're doing breathing anything, breathe in and fill the spot you want to fill. We have a lot of fun with that. So yeah. I really appreciated when we got on the phone with Jancy or the Zoom or the texting. We already are familiar with her because we've asked her to be a guest for us. But when Jancy, we offered her to come into our workshop last night, and it was, we're sitting down and we would like to unblock the solar plexus. Yeah. And she brought the perfect, because I had an exercise in case she wasn't available. And it was very much the breathing. So I felt, wow, this is perfect. This is really going to be good.
Well, and also back to our introduction to vision mapping, for those that aren't a part of it, it goes beyond just, we've just talked about Jancy doing some Qigong. You touched on crystals. We talked about chakras. We do. And then of course we talk about vision mapping and this major significance and difference between vision board, which we all know and love. Really, really great activity.
First step. The creative step.
Yeah. But what we were recognizing on, well, my gosh, it was only last night, Tuesday night, because we are doing this for 4 Tuesdays. Last night was our second Tuesday. Is that when you do a vision board, and I'm summarizing just for the sake of the conversation, but a vision board, it's not organized. It's not taking into consideration the who that you've explained on the first day that we were able to go through that. And then the what, and also we talked about distractions. We talked about, even one of my favorite things when we talk about vision mapping is recognizing, and I'm not going to use the right phrase, but recognizing how it may or may not complement other things that you think that you want, right? And I find that really interesting. And I wanted to, I didn't last night, but I wanted to talk about that a little bit right now, just because when we talk about, for me, your biggest, and we've talked about this in our group before and with Dockside, about how you thought you had a goal to have a sailboat, but then you recognized after spending some time on a boat that no, it wasn't for you. But that was I'm going to say that was a pretty clear, not retraction, but maybe adjustment to your goal setting. But what about people that, when we're doing sort of, I know another one that I thought of last night, and I didn't want to interrupt everybody's creative flow, but what about people who say they want to be really, really successful and make a lot of money?
Oh, I love that.
But they don't want to work more than 2-3 hours a day. They really enjoy the lifestyle that they have of having home, dinners at home with their family, and they don't enjoy traveling. And so those are where I kind of go, to be really, really financially successful takes a time commitment and an effort. And sometimes it takes you away from your family. So I guess what we're trying to get people to do is recognize how much, do you really, really want that goal? Or is money a tool because you're looking to actually obtain or acquire something, right? That's where I think, do you really
don't really know what success looks like for them because they didn't do the homework. And homework doesn't mean a big time. I'm going to tell you, the times I've been most financially successful wasn't the most investment of time, but it was the biggest investment in creation. It was the biggest investment in focus. I'm going to liken something because, like usual, I don't have any clue who's needing to hear this, but something just came to me.
Okay.
I want to liken something that it's just brand new. Karine's going to be writing in a second, I'm sure. I want you to imagine a vision board as if you're floating in the water, just free floating. Is that going to get you to the other side where you want to go by floating across the lake? Are you going to get from your dock to your home? That's, I don't know how, like, it's just imagine that it's a 20-minute swim or a 10-minute boat ride or whatever it is for you to get home. Are you going to get home floating across the water? And that's what I feel vision boards are. It's that wonderful, but do you want to take a breath and breathe and dream and float and see the sky and feel the water? Yes, that's what a vision board is. It's the floating, it's the creating, it's the resting.
And it's lovely, and it's important, and it's a necessary step.
And you brought up some really key points. Can people have that financial success and with less work? Not unless they have focus, not unless they have direction.
No, for sure. And I don't mean to say.
No, you said it exactly right. People need to know.
But there will be sacrifices and there will be things you have to be willing to, take into consideration while you're going through that journey.
The only sacrifice you make is the one that when you make the decision to let go. Because you're so attached, you feel it's a sacrifice, but it's the best investment you'll make. But you feel it's a sacrifice.
Well, maybe that's
No, it's well said, because that's how we live. We live thinking, oh, I'm sacrificing my time tonight to do that course. Do I really want to? Is it a sacrifice or an investment? So yes, you will invest in you. It'll feel like a sacrifice, and feelings is where it's at. And as far as money is concerned, without a doubt, I haven't seen very rarely, unless somebody is really intuitive and they've done it before, that they're going to be bang on. Unless they just pull the number and they believe and have faith, typically they haven't done a vision board. After you do a vision board, you're going to be bang on because you're going to have a picture and a number is going to come to you.
Yeah.
Because you have the full picture. But if you just, people think, I need money. I need lots of money to do everything I want, but they don't know everything they want to do.
Well, not only that, they don't actually know. And that was something, and we aren't at this stage yet with our introduction to vision mapping program that we're doing right now. But do you really, is it really like the dollar value that you need? Are you sure? Have you actually thought about it? Because a lot of people say, I want $10 million. Okay, do you really need $10 million? Or actually, do you need more than $10 million? If there's things that you're trying to achieve, trying to obtain. So I love that. My favorite thing, and I know it comes up every once in a while, it's such a great reminder, and it came up last night. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do?
And if you knew you had all of the money in the world, would you still do it? Or are you doing it just for the money? Right. Because if you're doing something just for money, maybe you can find something better to do for the same amount of money. Or maybe you don't need as much to do what you want to do.
Well, and I also think if your goal, if your goal is actually to work in a third world country and help impoverished women and children, then I don't think that you should be putting on your vision map that you want to make $10 million to buy, a mansion. That's where I'm you have to kind of align what it is that you're working for. That's not to say that you might not get a $10 million mansion with,
I had no idea. I thought I knew, when you're looking for that purpose and you say, I don't know, keep saying that to yourself because you'll never know at that point. But if you let go and you say, okay, I don't really know what I really want, but I know I want this. Perfect. You got a starting point. Now we got a starting point.
Go
get that. You're going to, you know what? And it's like when you start to get it and you got it, now all of a sudden you say, okay, I've got that. Next, I want this. And we show you that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Reach out to us. We're going to have a session. We only have this week, next week, and the week after for Vision Map. We are going to run another workshop in February. You don't want to miss it. But, you know, we talk about all this stuff all the time. And I guess, thank you. I know we've taken more time.
Well, you just reminded me of something. So sorry, I had my head down. I was writing something that we're going to do. But yes, if you guys want to know, anybody wants to know more about introduction to vision mapping, now is the time to ask it. It is happening. And as Katherine said, it's going to happen again in February. So let us know. We'll get you on board.
Yes. Thank you very much, Karine. And you know what, for everybody that's in vision mapping, because you've probably come in here, you know what? I know you're working on your who. You've got your who. If you don't have it, you can go back to it. You know what you have to do. And that's what's important. Yeah. This week, get your vision board. Get that started. You know what? I sent you out. You got a full replay and you got a full, I sent the slides. Like Karine and I got you the slides.
Well, and next Tuesday, we're doing a Q&A, and then I'm going to be doing a workshop on doing our digital vision board that can lead into a digital vision map. So if anybody's watching this and you want to learn more about that, and we're opening it up, right? We're going to say
at 7:30, at 7:30
dockside
after our Q&A, we'll do a Q&A for a half hour. And then at 7:30, we're going to, everybody's very excited about that.
Yeah.
So perfect. If you want to know more about that, because many people have done vision boards, but not many have done it from that perspective on a digital way. So thank you, Karine.
Okay,
I'll see you later. If anybody wants to go to book club, go to the website and sign up. Take care.
See you at 7.
Take care. Bye.